Hello and welcome to another level 3 5-minute video. Today we're going to be talking about dual function materials, and what we mean by dual function is things that we usually add primarily as a functional aid to change the nature of the sheet to meet customer specifications, but they will also act as a process aid, so they will do something useful for the process, something valuable such as reducing costs. So dual function materials, often functional aids that will also act as a process aid. Examples would be alum, aluminium sulfate. Alum is part of rosin alum sizing systems, but the alum ion itself, Al3+, is very highly charged. So because it's got a 3+ charge, it will therefore attract our negatively charged fibres, and therefore it will improve fibre retention and fines retention. Another material is PEE, or chymine as it's commercially known. This is the typical chymine molecule. As you'll see here, the chlorine ions will float off. You'll be left with this backbone of strong, positively charged nitrogen atoms. We normally add this material for permanent wet strength, but because of this highly charged backbone, it too, like the aluminium, will attract negatively charged fibres, and therefore it will also act as a retention aid. Then we have cationic starch. There's a normal starch molecule. I've said in other videos that starch molecules have no particular affinity for cellulose, therefore the trend has been to cationize them. Cationic starches will now become very attractive to fibres, but also conversely fibres will become very attractive to the cationic starch molecule. So although we have starch as a dry strength agent, because of this high charge and the fibres coming to it, this will also act as a retention aid. And then finally, fillers. We normally add cheap fillers to replace expensive fibre. So chalk and clay are opacifying agents, relatively cheap, something like in the UK £100 a tonne, something like that. But they'll replace expensive fibre. So although we're putting them in to improve the opacity or the brightness or the porosity of the sheet or the smoothness of the sheet, the fact that we're replacing fibre, by the definition of what a process aid is, you could consider fillers as process aids as well as functional aids. So a quick summary of these dual function materials. Highly charged functional aids will also act as retention aids. So that's aluminium 3+, the chymine with its positively charged nitrogen backbone, and cheap functional fillers, so clays and chalks, not TiO2, will reduce the cost of the furnish. Okay, well thank you for listening to this short video, and we hope you will follow us on any of this social media.